Close your eyes, come to me, feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it on, close to you.
Penis.
Cause I just know feeling of you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright.
Oh shit!
I feel good.
Damn! All the way from nothing to a lot of something real quick. God damn! Got him!
I feel good.
How you?
Alright. Make a group all
Okay, that has gone through. Perfect.
Close your eyes.
Come to me. Oh, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Feel alright. Just dance with me all through.
Bro, how the fuck did you not get a membership out of the 120 gifted last month? What? What are we doing, buddy? You just gotta be fucking around here.
I just know feeling of you.
What? Callaway, that's I don't know.
I feel good.
Okay.
Just walk your step with me, dance with me.
Tomato sauce, cheese, pepperoni, stuff that goes on a pizza. Can you hold off for a while I'm doing something? Yeah, sounds good, buddy. I'm dough, pizza ingredients. Let's go. Yeah, I'm waiting on Hinge. You just let me know when to start, okay, buddy? Yeah, I got you. We do not give a fuck. He doesn't need to know that. Lawnmower. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, take your time on Hinge. We're not gonna start until you say so, buddy. Don't you worry, okay? We're gonna keep waiting.
I feel good. Just want your step with me, dance with me.
Of course, yeah, anytime, bud.
Feel alright. I feel good on you. Alright. Make a group all night.
Cabin, red wine, grass, ice skates. What do the four of them have in common, you ask? No idea. What was I planning to do with that? No idea.
Close your eyes.
I was hoping I'd get somewhere. Helicopter, lawnmower,
Close your
ice skates, taxi. What the fuck would taxi have to do with anything? I think these three make sense. I don't know where you got taxi from, though. I don't know what Callaway is. Last guess. Got him! Got him! Oh my god. One chance in a dream, baby. One chance in a dream. Hold on. Taxi. Cabin. No. Intelligence. Suction cups. Callaway. Ink. Fuck! No, the cab. What the how the fuck does cab mean red wine? The fuck? Oh, a Cabernet, idiot. Oh, we know this. You're so stupid. Stupid and small. God. What the fuck is this? So close. So close. One more and I would have got it. One more. Fucking 48-52 is a win. 48-52 is a win. Fucking cringe shit. Sag. Discover, find. Strengthen, strong. Strong. Find. Find treasure. Find. Unearth. Find treasure. Pirate. Find. See. No. Locate. Locate pirate. Navigate. Strong. Strong. Map. Study. Betterment. Find. Look. Search. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, did you guys see, by the way, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is getting a fucking remake? I'm so excited, dude. What? I love... Black Flag is like one of the only Assassin's Creed I remember playing. It's such a visceral memory for me. Like, I remember navigating the seas on that ship. Oh, that was a fun fucking... I don't remember any of the story. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a fucking kid. But I remember just riding around on the ship all fucking day. It was so much fun. Sinking other ships. Ah. Strong, weak. Weak help. Weak help. How do you help the weak? Is hype? No. I genuinely have faith in them for this. I know I shouldn't because it's fucking Ubisoft, but I have faith in them. For this in particular, okay? Everything else I have no faith in them. By letting them help themselves. True. Can't be feeding them. You give a man a fish, muscle. No. Weak. Nerd. No. Care. Weak. Sick. Lift. Care. Carefully. Move. Care. Moving. Hold on! I just made! Hold on! Oh my god, we connected so much! Hold on. Treasure care. Hunter. Pirate hunter. Zorro. Shovel. Dig. Hey, that was a roundabout way to get there, but we got there. Écoute mon cœur. Thank you, Harsh. Shovel was actually kind of useful, which is weird. I'm definitely gonna be lurking and totally not watching a different stream behind your back. Yeah, don't worry, buddy. I had no other expectations of you anyway. Who's washed? Just in an Elden Ring mode? Hey, I hear you. I gotta beat the fucking DLC, man. I bought it not too long ago, and then I got to Mesmer, got my ass beat a couple of times, and just kind of left it for a bit. I gotta go back to finish it. Mesmer's hard, bro. I haven't beat... No. I've never played the DLC, actually. I just started playing it not too long ago. I got to Mesmer, kind of just beating everyone's ass pretty easily. And then Mesmer's like where I'm like, hold on. He's actually kind of cooking me, though. Where do I go from here? What? Can't take this. Can't go here. Can't go here. Can't go here. Oh, that's peak. What? That's a good puzzle. I like it. My mind kept telling me that move, but I was like, there's no way. But I forgot it's a puzzle. Of course there's a way. Here? But then here. I'm somehow getting worse at puzzles. I feel like in my mind, I'm required to go like obscenely fast, and so I just keep fucking up. Because I just don't think. Like, even now, I said it, but it's not like I'm going any slower to watch myself. Like, look at this speed. Who am I? Fucking Hikaru? I'm not that guy. Why am I moving like this? I don't know. See? How many chapters are you planning today? I don't know. 7, 8, 9, 6, 7? I don't know. Oh, did I say 6, 7? How silly of me. Here. Yeah, easy. I will let you know, but I assume I just win this because the guy's AFK. Let's start. 5'10". My height, not really. I'm actually 5'11" and 3/4. But I always say I'm 5'11" because I don't want to be like those guys who are like 5 foot, who are actually 5'9" but say they're 6 feet. So I just say I'm 5'11". It's fine. I'll take the hit. I'll be the one guy in the universe who fucking runs down. Fine, I'll take the hit. You're definitely 5'5". I'm not. I can show you my driver's license that I totally didn't lie on. My driver's license says I'm 6'2". I'm definitely not 6'2", I want to be clear. They'll never recognize me if they find my body. They'll be like, this can't possibly be the man. Anyone curious? I did indeed win. He was just AFK. Day stream tomorrow and Sunday, of course. We're on the weekend. I'm not gonna schedule a day stream right now because I just want to sleep. I'm gonna sleep in until I fucking just naturally wake up, okay? And when I wake up, like 2 hours after the stream, it's gonna be a fucking difference. Just gonna be chilling, taking a big nap, going for a drive. I'm not doing anything special. It's raining, so like I can't go out on the bike either. My hair's so close to being able to be put in a fucking ponytail at this point. It's so close. It's like, oh, it's so fucking close. Alright. Amidst the billowing smoke, the flying bird cut through the fog sea, heading west towards the Intas colony in the Fog Archipelago. They were the same islands in the saying, never trust an islander. From there, they would journey down south. Through the Fog Sea though the Fog Sea was notorious for its heavy fog, the offshore areas were less affected. Lumen spent the next 3 hours under the bright sun, immersed in a book, an introductory textbook to the Fainapotter Kingdom's Highlander language. While he had Lugano, Lumen didn't want to be completely reliant on him for information and communication. If anything happened to him, or if he were to deliberately manipulate translations, Lumen would be quite vulnerable. Close to being bald. I have more hair on my nutsack than you will ever have, okay? Ciao. Mastering some basic Highlander phrases before reaching the port would allow Lumion to verify the accuracy of translations and give him some independence. Typically, learning Highlander in less than 10 days is nearly impossible for Beyonders not of the reader pathway. However, Lumion had quite an advantage. His knowledge of ancient Faesac, the original language from which Highlander evolved. The two languages shared many similarities in sentence structure, meaning, and grammar, allowing Lumion to learn Highlander quite quickly. When can dinner be delivered? Ludwig asked, pacing restlessly in front of Lumion. Lumion closed his book as the sun dipped below the horizon. Blame yourself for ordering too much. They need time to cook it all. Thankfully, the first-class cabin has an independent kitchen, or they'd be overwhelmed. Before he could even finish, the doorbell rang. Lugano opened the thick vermilion door to find a young attendant pushing in a dining cart. Under Ludwig's eager gaze, the attendant calmly laid out the tablecloth and utensils. This is a local delicacy, gatti herring. It involves marinating smoked soft herring fillet, onions and carrot slices in olive oil, thyme and bay leaves, and other spices for 24 to 48 hours. And these are deep-fried fries. In the upper coastal province, there's a saying, without fries, there's no heaven. There's also raisin cream bread, fresh oysters, and shellfish. This is Foss turkey, ham, and mushroom burrito. This is umu duck's mince meat and coarse brown sugar vanilla waffle. I'm not gonna lie, fuck, that's the wrong one. When I was reading this, and this said, where was it? It said Umu Duck, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I totally for a second thought that said Umu Dick, and I was like, ain't no fucking way. It got me for a second, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, wait, hold on, I have to read this. I was like, oh, never mind. This is traditional orange cheese, and there's a pungent grey cheese. Would you like to try it? This is Upper Coastal Province's favorite apple cider. Lumian listened with genuine interest as the attendant described each dish. He noticed that despite his impatience, Ludwig didn't immediately attack the food, waiting patiently for the attendant to finish. Did something awaken in him? Lumian glanced at the child. Not bad, Ludwig remarked. The smoky taste is just right. It blends perfectly with the fragrance and seasoning. Despite his praise, the 7-year-old Lumian couldn't help but find the whole scene with Ludwig's chubby, youthful face and serious demeanor comical. Port Gatti, being near the sea, boasted excellent seafood. The oysters and shellfish were not only tastier than normal, but also considerably cheaper than Trier. With Ludwig's impressive appetite, the 8-person dinner soon ended, leaving only clean plates and bones behind. Lumian and Ludwig, despite not being small eaters themselves, found themselves dwarfed by Ludwig's consumption. Especially impressive considering he'd already devoured afternoon tea and dessert. I don't see you visiting the washroom often. Where the fuck does this all go? Lumian thought. I'm feeling for a drink. Do you want to join me at the ship's bar? Lumian said to Lugano. I didn't catch a wink last night. Plan to hit the hay early today, Lugano said. Despite a sleepless night and a day full of travel, Lumian buzzed with life. Could it be because his sequence is higher? Lumian didn't extend an invite to the translator. But Lugano is the translator. What? This fucking translation's confusing the shit out of me. After leaving a late night snack for Ludwig, he swapped into a plain dark brown jacket and left the room. The bar oozed with elegance, filled with soft tunes of a small band. Lumian scanned the area for a moment and shook his head and left. He descended the stairs to the deck, slipping into the bar serving third-class cabins. A chaos of noise, shouts, and cheers saturated the air. Instantly, he felt a sense of homecoming. That's more like it. A glass of Lafite Verte, Lumian said, knocking on the wooden surface of the bar. All right, 10 licks, the bartender responded. The ship's prices trump even those in Trier. Lumian counted out the coin and noticed the bartender divert his attention and engage this with sincerity. Madame, what would you like to drink? Cherry wine, a lady in a thick yellow dress responded. All right, the bartender said. I was here first, Lumian responded. This is such a beautiful and dazzling lady. My heart tells me to serve her first. Ugh, he truly is from Phaenopotter. Phaenopotters, Phaenopotterians, were, with their romantic nature and relentless pursuit of love, placed their faith in the Earth Mother, emphasizing the importance of women. Men in the kingdom would praise any women they encountered, openly pursuing those they fancied. Aurora had once mentioned that Phaenopotters' men were masters of country romance. Despite their mushiness and overt sincerity, they didn't come off as cheesy. In comparison, the romantic intuition seemed rather lacking. However, influenced by tradition and faith, most Phaenopotters placed greatest importance on family, reproduction, and children, preferring settled family lives. Unless entering marriage without coercion, they were akin to conservative Loanese. While exceptions existed, even the most conservative lone kingdom, the prevalence of adultery wasn't as exaggerated or common as Intes. I love how Intes is just the home of debauchery. As the lady settled her tab and departed with the wine, the bartender served Lumian. He remarked, My grandmother always told me to give special treatment to lady, especially the beautiful ones. I get it, Lumian slipped back into his role as a regular. He concocted a tale. I once had numerous beautiful companions, even more stunning than the last lady. Unfortunately, being just one person, I couldn't marry them all. I often feel the same regret, the bartender said. There are too many beautiful women in this world, and I am alone. What's your name? Louis. Just call me Louis. Lumian provided an alias. His current identity was Louis Berry. It could be Louis Berry, but I'm gonna go with Louis, okay? I'm Francesco. The bartender shared a familiar setting, customary boasting, and vibrant ambiance left Lumion feeling a bit tipsy. If not for the mysticism catastrophe, if Aurora were alive, he'd have already entered university with no other concerns. Wouldn't it be nice to just unwind at a random bar? With the widespread use of ironclad warship technology on merchant vessels, it's become tough for pirates, Francesco said. Their sailboats can't match these iron-skinned monsters cruising at 16 or 17 knots. They couldn't plunder them if they tried. Pirates' go-to strategy now is sending individuals disguised as pirates to board ships from different ports. Once they hit a designated area, they create internal chaos, gaining initial control and allowing pirates to close in. Is that so? Any guess on who the pirates might be on the ship? It's just the first day. How could I possibly know? Francesco said. Ever been through something like that before? Lumion smiled. So, how about it, Harsh? Any plans for the weekend, buddy? Just you and me here. This might as well be a fucking... I might just be reading. I might as well just be reading directly to you. No big plans. I might go rock climbing tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling. I'm a little burnt out from the gym right now, but I mean, if I feel better tomorrow, I can go. But I don't like going and paying like obscene amounts of money for an entry fee and then standing around and doing dick because my fucking hands hurt after one climb, so I gotta see. Thank you, Earth Mother. They only ransacked the cabins one by one, and as long as we didn't resist, they left us unharmed. Naturally, the beautiful ladies and gentlemen were excluded. You can't expect pirates to have high moral standards. Aren't they worried that there may be someone like the adventurer Gehrman Sparrow among the passengers? Lumion said. What if they encountered a powerhouse and willing to part with their money or use force? Being a pirate involves higher risk, doesn't it? Francesco said. Makes sense, Lumion responded. Many merchant ships nowadays hire retired Navy personnel, maritime adventurers, and professional mercenaries for protection. They're tough and can handle onboard disturbances, plus make pirates think twice. There was a similar incident on a merchant ship before. Pirates had the upper hand, took control, but hesitated to take on the sailor team led by an adventurer. They opted for negotiations, demanding a protection fee, and withdrew without looting. If I were a pirate, I'd start a security company in Port Gatti, offering knowledgeable maritime mercenaries. If ships hire them, I'd earn some fees. If not, well, it's time for some good old-fashioned plunder. Either way, profit. Don't tell me you're a pirate, Francesco said. The maritime factions are in chaos. Can your subordinates protect those who hire you from other pirates? Ugh. That's why I never like the sea. Stepping on the ground just gives me so much more security. Praise the Earth Mother. If you don't like the sea, why work as a bartender on a ship? Don't you find it romantic to have an independent kingdom? One that can hardly have contact with the outside world? Floating at the sea? When you meet a beautiful lady here, it's just the two of you, alone in the entire world. You're here to find a romantic partner? We would genuinely find it hard to understand Fana Potters and Trirans. At that moment, Francesco gestured towards a table. That's Philip, the security supervisor for the ship. He claims to be a retired officer of the Bog Sea Fleet. He destroyed numerous pirate ships with his cannons and personally captured many pirates. Lumion! Yes, oh my fucking god, I forgot. Lumion X4s. I remember you, bro, because your name gave me fucking nightmares. I remember I think you've been to stream once and I still remember you. Crazy shit, bro. Yeah, I'm on chapter 511, dude. Volume 4. Yep, making my way through. Making my way downtown. I don't know the rest of the words. A group of men and women gathered around a round table to his side. In their midst was a middle-aged man with short golden hair, light blue eyes, and a weathered face. I'll tell you this, if we encounter a formidable pirate, don't fret. I know them, and I have a certain level of friendship with them. At the very least, I can negotiate. It's a valid name, though. No, bro, Lumian's a child! And don't ask why naval pirates have ties to great pirates. There are many things at sea you don't understand, and it's best to not delve into them. The men and women surrounding Philip listened attentively, occasionally expressing surprise at the mention of influential figures. At some moment, Philip's left hand had wrapped around a girl's waist, and she didn't make any attempt to escape. Lumian averted his gaze and asked the bartender, "Does he really know so many pirates? Is he genuinely a retired officer? Who the fuck knows? But since he took over the ship's security, we haven't faced any pirates. I don't know if it's luck or if he truly knows many pirates and can spot them, giving them an advance warning. In the 5 seas, where pirates are a constant threat, the likelihood of avoiding encounter on 5 consecutive voyages is quite slim," Lumian thought, turning his body and scrutinizing Philip. It was challenging to discern if this man was a beyonder, let alone his sequence. However, Lumian could deduce from his physical details that he had spent considerable time at sea. "You just haven't finished the novel yet? Oh, I'm sorry, you have? Have you?" Lumian observed Philip's lock briefly, carrying a hint of blood, a possibility of combat and injuries. "But it won't endanger his life," Lumian frowned, finishing the absinthe in his hand and requesting another glass. Before long, Philip left the bar with the girl still wrapped around his waist. Lumian just clicked his tongue. "You Intesians." After a while, rhythmic music filled the bar. Many customers stood up and rushed to the empty space. Lumian held the liquor, swaying gently to the rhythm. Since discovering that the evil gods bestowed were up to no good, he hadn't felt this relaxed in a long time. The hostile plan was now in the past. The investigation of the April Fool's members could only commence upon reaching a rare vacation. Estimating that it was time for Ludwig's second late-night snack, Lumian set down the glass and left the bar. And suddenly he whispered, "Termi Boris, is there any way to identify beyonders on the ship and passengers disguised as pirates? I want to visit them, warn them to behave, and not interfere with my enjoyment." Termi Boris's voice echoed, with Alista Tudor's lingering aura and the slightest corruption of 001. "There's a good chance you'll trigger a calamity if you warn them." Am I the calamity? Lumian, who had hoped to reorganize the Flying Bird's dark world and ensure a pleasant journey, understood Termi Boris's meaning and gave up. At that moment, the Flying Bird had fallen into a deep slumber. Somewhere within the ship, a woman wept in heartbreaking sobs. Lumian was no stranger to such despair. He'd often hear Miss Ethans, the object of Charlie's admiration at the motel, crying in the same way. Sad people everywhere. Shaking his head, Lumian returned to his room. Lugano had already retired to the servants' quarters, and Ludwig awaited his snack. Lumian sighed and retrieved the easily preserved food from his traveler's bag. He'd calculated the cost of Ludwig's daily meals, 100 Vrildor, almost 40,000 Vrildor annually. A wave of vexation washing over him. At this rate, Ludwig would deplete his savings in just 2 years. Bro, this is like average person calculating to have a child in a first world country nowadays, and you're like, okay, diapers, $600 a month. You're like, what the fuck? Bro, fuck this. We don't, fuck that. He couldn't help but wonder if the Baron had breathed a sigh of relief after confirming Ludwig's disappearance. After settling the 2 midnight meals, Lumian washed up and settled into his room, and drifted off into sleep, and woke up at 6 a.m. feeling refreshed. The dining table was bare, Ludwig and Lugano was asleep. He pushed open the window and stretched, and just before 7 the doorbell rang. The breakfast arrives at 8:30. Lumian opened the door and found Philip. Philip looked grim. "I've confirmed that your identification documents are fake." "How? Why did he check my documents?" Lumian didn't feel anything about them stood out as they boarded the ship. "Are you trying to extort us?" Lumian asked. "I don't care who you are or what you plan to do. Just behave yourself. Enjoy your journey and do not cause any trouble, and we'll all be fine." "I'm afraid I don't understand. Is there a misunderstanding?" As long as you understand what I'm saying. Philip locked eyes with him and walked away. Listen, I kind of fuck with Philip though. Is that crazy? I kind of fuck with him. He's like, listen, you're running away from whoever, whatever, not my business, okay? You start fucking shit up on my ship, we're gonna have a goddamn problem. Till then, I don't give a shit. Behave yourself. Alright, calm dude, like him. Who's a little hungry? Me? No, I'm not hungry. I'm fine. This guy was competent, Lumion had to admit. Gone was the frivolous, greasy, undisciplined facade he displayed. A common trait among Antesian men, Lumion observed. While not engaged in demanding work and surrounded by women, they turned into preening peacocks. Demonesses thrived in Intes, especially Trier, not just due to the city's underground, but there was a deeper, more harmonious connection with the society. Lumion wasn't offended by the warning, nor did he take it personally. He had planned to enjoy the voyage, even considering lending a hand in maintaining order at the ship. But now his primary concern shifted to how Philip had unmasked their true identities. Lumion combed through Aurora's grimoire, studying the abilities of low-sequence beyonders across the pathways, supplementing his knowledge with the information gleaned from various sources, and made a preliminary hypothesis. He is either a reader, spectator, or arbiter. One excels at observing, another is a master of deduction, and third, at Sequence 8, Public Security Officer wields extraordinary control over their jurisdiction. Given that we haven't spoken directly, I can eliminate Spectator. After discovering that there was a problem with us through his abilities and confirming our origins, Philip likely checked our identification and sent telegrams and received confirmation. That explains the delay in the warning. Also implies that he has a connection of helpers. Doing this alone wouldn't be possible. He has an organization. He did claim to be a retired officer after all. Lumion turned away and closed the door. With such a capable security officer issuing discreet warnings to threats, the journey ahead promised to be pretty safe. Nothing promises to be anything at all when you're around, okay? You're a fucking walking nightmare, Lumion. Fuck you. Lumion spent the morning in the comfort of his cabin, indulging in a leisurely study of Highlanders and breaking up his reading with bouts of exercise. Meanwhile, Ludwig, after breakfast, begged Lugano to take him on a tour of the ship. Lumion, however, suspected the true purpose of this excursion was to meticulously survey the location and conditions of the ship's food reserves. From the corner of his eye, he caught sight of Philip, back to his usual casual demeanor. After leaving Trier, he had adjusted his phrases to better reflect reality. Philip and the girls continued their stroll across the deck, laughter echoing in the air. With the hearing of a hunter, Lumion had no trouble making out the girl's name, Gozia. Lumion watched as Philip's gaze darted around the ship's railing, his face hardened for a brief moment. Following his line of sight, Lumion scanned the horizon, spotting a colossal shadow. It disappeared as quickly as it appeared, swallowed by the sea. Smaller than the flying bird, but far larger than any sea creature. A giant fish? Lumion mused. My dear, what caught your attention? Gozia said. My sweetheart, I was just thinking about which first-class restaurant I'll treat you to later, Philip responded. A thin veil of fog crept up from the sea, obscuring the sun and dimming the surroundings. The passengers and crew remained unfazed, accustomed to such sudden weather changes. As Gozia reveled in the first foggy day, Philip discreetly raised his right arm, gesturing to the spot where the shadow had vanished. He doesn't think it's a fish. Lumion admired the sea ahead with interest, noticing several members ending their breaks and taking positions. The peaceful atmosphere was shattered by a loud splash, as a monstrous iron-black behemoth surfaced, a peculiar-looking ship covered in a layer of metal, with only thin pipes resembling snail eyes protruding. As seawater cascaded off its sides, the upper half of the strange vessel split open, revealing a fearsome array of cannons. Dozens, perhaps even hundreds of pirates armed with firearms and swords on deck. A white sail unfurled automatically. Wow, Lumion thought. He had never seen such a magical vessel before that could disappear and reappear. Beside him, Gozia froze, her eyes wide with terror. Philip's expression grew grave. Only one man commands such vessels, Philip responded. Admiral Deep Sea Howell Constantine, and judging by the size of this vessel, it's not his flagship. It's the Black Octopus commanded by his subordinate, Bone Splitter Basil. The night before, during their conversation, Philip had mentioned the infamous maritime kings and pirate admirals who ruled the five seas. Amongst them, Howell Constantine, who had just recently risen to the rank of an admiral. Gozia nearly fainted. Legend whispered of his monstrous heritage. Lumion, holy shit, dude! Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Wait, are you Australian too? Ain't no fucking way. What, all of my fucking supporters are Aussie? The fuck? I enjoy your Heart of the Mystery line recaps, man, and Monsters Fight. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. I'm gonna do, I swear to God, I've been fucking saying this forever, but I swear to God, I will do the Volume 7 one soon, okay? My problem now is I'm so far removed from reading Volume 7. It's such a pain in the ass to try to even figure out what the fuck happened in Volume 7 is my problem at this point. But I gotta do a 7, 8, and then a 1 for the whole book. It's genuinely so depressing. Like, I love Volume 7, which is the most depressing part, because Volume 7 is my favorite. But I'm so far removed from reading. I'm like, what? Fucking 12, 13, no, not, like 800 chapters removed from it. Like, it's so fucking cringe. But thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. I swear, I will start working on it. I'll try to work on it this weekend. I might actually, I'll try to make some time out for it tomorrow and Sunday. Legend whispered of his monstrous heritage, claiming he possessed the blood of sea monsters. Go at your pace. You can always do it after you finish COI. No, I don't want to do it after. While I appreciate the sentiment, I do. My problem is I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, if I do it by the time I finish COI, I'm gonna. So the ending of Lord of the Mysteries. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay, I'm a fucking stone cold idiot. I gotta do them like as I finish them because that's the only way I'll remember. And I've gotten so far behind now. Like, technically, I have to do 7, 8, Volume 1 of COI, 2, 3. 5 volumes. What the fuck? Yeah, I might have to do that, Harsh, or I'm gonna bug Lumion. Fuck me. I'm gonna bug Luvion if he's available to just make me a fucking. Luvion's the goat, dude. He used to make me such good shit for like other volumes too. So I gotta ask him if I can bug him to remake one for Volume 7 for me. He might have actually honestly already made one and I just fucking forgot about it. I don't know. Luvion is the fucking goat. Love that dude. He was equally formidable. Known for his cold-blooded brutality and ruthless tactics, he took pleasure in torturing his captives, and the bounty on his head, far exceeding that of most non-admiral pirates, stood at a staggering 250,000 world dollar. The revelation of Black Octopus plunged Gozia into a pit of despair. How could a mere merchant ship like the Flying Bird possibly stand against them? Philip, however, had no time for his new lover's distress. His attention turned to the unfolding spectacle of the Black Octopus. Standing a short distance away, Lumion felt a thrill coursing through his veins as he heard the name Bone Splitter Basil, the strongest subordinate to the Admiral Deep Sea Howell Constantine. This was not nervousness, but exhilaration, a hunter's belligerence. Even after digesting the potions, a Beyonder would still be affected by them. Lumion's eyes, sharp as an eagle, locked onto the bizarre iron-black ship. Once Basil emerged and the two vessels closed distance, Lumion planned to teleport behind him and unleash the spell of Harumph. Its effects proved insufficient and failed to incapacitate him. Lumion would don the boxing gloves, instilling a specific desire in his opponent and teleport again. before activating the Symphony of Hatred. With Basil severely wounded and incapacitated, Lumion would seize the moment to unleash his full hunter arsenal, striking the enemy from a distance. To prevent interference, he could potentially create a bottle of fiction and isolate him. I can bet you money, I will bet you money, if this Basil guy does show up, and it's a if, okay? If he does, the fact that Lumion's doing all this fucking, like, hey, so I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do this, I swear to God, he's gonna literally one-tap. He's gonna, like, spell of Harump, and the guy's just gonna insta-die. I feel like my voice is really loud right now. Let me know if this is better, okay? Because I feel like I saw my microphone peaking a couple of times, and that's really shit. So let me know if this is better. If it's too quiet, also let me know equally. A complex plan, complete with countermeasures, raced through Lumion's mind. Just as the tension reached its peak, the pirates on aboard the Black Octopus turned as one, their eyes fixed upon shock upon the stairs leading deeper into the vessel. A few seconds later, the ship made an abrupt turn, altering its course and steering away. Fucking called it. With swift precision, the exposed sections of the Black Octopus retreated. In the eyes of Lumion and the others, the Black Octopus rapidly distanced itself. Escaped? Gozia turned to her lover, her voice filled with surprise. They're leaving? Didn't I tell you that I know many great pirates? Philip himself, kind of bewildered, said, forcing a smile. Dude, Philip is genuinely my go. He's like, damn, I don't know what's happening, but can't let the huz know. Of course, darling, I took care of it, of course. I telepathically reached out to the Admiral and told him to fuck off. Now would you mosey on down south? I've been waiting. I'm like, what the fuck? What a go. They escaped? Lumion's lips twitched. The maneuver caught him off guard. This incredible underwater ship simply turned tail? How could one be a pirate with such puny guts? Basil, with such a bounty and of such a reputation? Don't even think about showing your face on the high seas again. Why? I can understand if it was Elisa Tudor's aura that I activated, but why now? It couldn't be that you targeted the wrong ship, could it? The Flying Bird isn't a merchant vessel he wanted to plunder, so he was rushing to corner his real prey? Did he somehow sense that hijacking the ship would lead to disaster? If he truly possessed the power of divination or prophecy, he would have known not to come. Danger premonition? A hunter's danger intuition wouldn't react so strong until it's face to face with the threat. Sequence 6, Devil. He's a devil? His title and reputation certainly fit. I just formulated a plan to hunt him, intending to teleport and confirm the situation. He sensed this and departed? Hey, you're a devil and you're running away without a fight? I don't even know if I could beat you. Besides, you're on an alchemical boat with a large number of subordinates, and you probably don't lack mystical items. What a coward. The plan I envisioned had a good chance of success, so much so that Basil's ability to sense danger exceeded his endurance, so he escaped? This amused Lumion. Hunters may not be the ones who charge forward to fight from the beginning. They may be even the last to appear. Lumion suspected that Basil may not be able to sense the specific plan, but it was only because he had the Angel of Inevitability and Elisa Tudor's aura, Mr. Fool's seal, 001's mild corruption. What the fuck is this guy? He is an angel, Elisa Tudor's aura, another angel, so grade 0, Mr. Fool's seal, fucking grade -1, because that's above angel, that's like fucking great old one level, okay? And fucking 001's mild corruption, another he's got fucking 4 fucking grade 0 influences on him. What is even happening? I feel like He should just be walking through town and like a sequence 9 just fucking randomly just mutates into a monster from his sheer existence in his vicinity. What the fuck? Are all devils so timid, Lumion thought? At that moment, the exclusive attendant had just arrived with lunch. Upon seeing Lumion's return, the doctor exclaimed, "Just now a great pirate appeared. Bone Splitter Basil. Have you heard of the Black Octopus? It's a mystical ship that can dive to the seabed." Seabed? Bro, what is this? That one fucking One Piece arc? I can't remember it, but like, you know the one where they go to the Fishman Island or whatever? I can't remember. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen One Piece. I say you guys, there's literally only Harsh here. Maybe Baijamo's still here, I don't know. But it might legitimately just be Harsh here. I heard it from someone at the bar last night, Lumen responded. Prior to this, he didn't know much about the Admiral Deep Sea and his crew. All he knew was that there was a pirate admiral. After all, Hal Constantine was quite mysterious and rarely appeared in newspapers. I witnessed the ship with my own eyes. It surfaced from the seabed and can bloom like a flower, Lugano said. I thought we'd clash with a bone splitter and use your teleportation abilities to escape. But they just chose to depart. When I chatted with a few sailors this morning, Lugano said, they told me that the Flying Bird's security supervisor is a formidable retired officer who knows many great pirates. They were boasting, I thought, but from the looks of it, it may be true. Right, Lumion echoed. Not even Kami here. I know both of my mods. Nah, I'm not going to blame Chris. Chris let me know. He was like, hey man, I won't be able to come to stream. Oh, good. Same thing for Kami. I mean, he didn't tell me, but like, it's all good. You know, those two are generally so good all the time. Like, yeah. I'm sure they're just... Kami's probably just more likely asleep than anything else if I had to bet money, but like, it's okay. Ludwig tore off the oily skin and meat from a duck leg. Lumion glanced at the boy and had a new idea. Could the danger Basil sense be solely not from me? To celebrate the fact that the Flying Bird hadn't been plundered, the captain hosted a party on deck in the evening, featuring clowns, magicians, and beast tamers. Interesting. Late at night, the third-class bar bustled with activity, Philip becoming the center of attention. They were all grateful to the supervisor for using his friendship to persuade the great pirate to leave. Lumion, seated at the bar counter, engaged in a conversation with Francesco yet again. His gaze swept across Philip's face, noticing a sense of seriousness and worry. In other words, he wasn't that happy. After nearly an hour, Philip squeezed out of the crowd and sat beside Lumion. Knocking on the table. You actually enjoy drinking in such a place? The girls here are more enthusiastic than in the first class. Lumion could roughly guess Philip's motive for coming here. That's true, Philip chuckled. What did you do when the Black Octopus arrived? Don't you remember? I wasn't far from you. You don't know what I did? Philip nodded and didn't press. Do you think there's a problem on the ship that scared off that troublemaker? Philip turned his head to glance, not too surprised. What are you two talking about, Gozia? A little tipsy asked. That's the most logical explanation I can come up with, Philip replied. Who do you think is suspicious? From yesterday afternoon to noon today, the supervisor must have warned many people. I wanted to tell you, but I don't think that's necessary now. Why? As long as that problem doesn't erupt on the ship, it's no issue for me. As you can see, it hasn't revealed itself and has been hiding quite well. This means that it may just want to reach the archipelago without a hitch. Many times, when you see an abnormality, there's no need to care or find out the truth. Pretending not to care and waiting patiently to leave is the best choice, Philip said. That abnormality that didn't erupt isn't abnormal. Your investigation may agitate it, escalating it. As long as the abnormality doesn't harm us, try your best to maintain reverence and avoid stimulation. That is a key reason why I have lived to this day, Philip said. A relative of mine once mentioned that in certain events, those who can't see, hear, speak, or smell are most likely to survive. Lumion nodded. I'm glad we share that understanding, Philip smiled. This was his true motive for coming to talk to Lumion. He wanted Lumion not to be curious and find out the trouble. This may implicate the entire ship. Lumion couldn't help but raise his eyebrow. That means there are other troublemakers on the ship. Lumion's a fucking idiot, because now he's gonna go, oh, I wonder who it is. Let's go. Let's talk to them. Let's try to probe. What is your problem? God damn it. Lumion took a moment to consider. He didn't think there was any real danger. Philip's concern was based on Basil's reaction, which only hinted at a potential problem on the ship. While Philip knew which passengers on the ship were suspicious, he couldn't pinpoint the source of the trouble. How many more chapters? This puts us at 5 or 6 for the day. What does it put us at? What did we start at? Hold on. This is chapter 5. Let's do like 2 more. Let's end at like 5:16, we'll call it. In other words, it was more likely that the real problem was sitting right in front, or right beside him. Lumion looked at his new godson, Ludwig. Apart from Ludwig and me, whether there are serious problems or not, Philip is right, Lumion thought. Before any trouble surfaces, it's best not to engage or provoke them. Of course, this is dependent on the situation remaining stable. If abnormalities arise, we may have to find a way to resolve them. Bug, yo, how's it going, buddy? I'm reading RI right now. Oh shit, nice, man. I read like a couple chapters of RI. It seemed decent. The something cicada, the ever blooming cicada, I don't know if reading. No, I read a couple chapters. Obviously, I don't know. I was like doing it super extended would be chill, kind of like Lord of the Mystery. Spring, autumn. Fuck. I knew something cicada. Okay. I need to read it after reading what I'm reading. Yeah, I read a couple chapters. It was decent. The plan is to read that after this. I will almost certainly not be able to fucking read all of it on stream. It's way too fucking long. It's obscene. So what we might end up doing is like, I'll read it and then you guys can let me know when like where really cool places are, and then we can read those bits like together on stream and shit. But like there's just no fucking way I can do all of it on stream. It's so fucking long. It's agonizing. Yeah, but like isn't RI like 3 times as long as Lord of the Mysteries? Ain't no fucking way, bro. What, do you think I'm gonna be reading that bitch for 2 years? You nuts? He turned around and extended his hand, shaking Philip. I'm glad we have an agreement. Philip breathed a sigh of relief. He had been worried that someone like Louis Barry, who had used a fake identity and was suspected of being a criminal, would be stubborn and adventurous. Philip had no sympathy for someone who may die because of their own foolishness, but he didn't want them to endanger everyone else. 2,000 chapters? Bro, that's Lord of the Mysteries and COI put together. Nearly. Are you nuts? Bro, ain't no fucking way, okay? Ain't no fucking way. We can do like the first 100 chapters online. And it's not, yeah, I know it's not finished, but I feel like almost everything I end up liking. I said almost, Bug. I can do math too, motherfucker. We can do like the first 100 chapters together, and then you guys let me know where like really cool parts are. We can do those together, but like I'll just read I'll read the majority of it offline. That way I can make content about it. I do want to do, I want to do gaming streams as well when we get done, because like, realistically, streaming, if you're gonna be streaming, you're either one of those just chatting assholes, or you're a gaming streamer. There's no fucking way that I can just read all the time. It's just not gonna work, right? Just, unfortunately, it's just nothing productive is gonna come out of that. Play League? Yeah, I have 2 monitors. If I play fucking 1 round of League, fucking I'm gonna have 0, okay? No, we don't touch that shit anymore. Does this count as just chatting? I don't think so. I don't think so. Assuming the weather remained calm, the Flying Bird should dock in Farim, the capital of the Fogsea Archipelago, by the following evening. If they encountered bad weather, they needed to slow down. Perhaps that troublesome problem may disembark in Port Farim? If something were brewing beneath the surface, it wouldn't erupt in just a few days. Endure, and it will be over. Reassured, Philip and Gazia rose from their bar stool and left. Lumion continued sipping his alcohol. I've heard that Phaenopotorians are homesick even when they have to leave for work. They often return home, write letters, or send telegrams. You, however, choose to work overseas, or on a ship that makes it difficult to stay in touch. Alma, how's it going? Francesco raised his right hand and gestured. While I love my family dearly, with generations living together, I often face various problems and conflicts. My grandmother, a wise woman, manages as well, but it can be stifling. There are too many elders eager to share their experiences. Furthermore, my home is in Port Santa. The Flying Bird docks there almost every month. The late night passed peacefully. As for the child who woke up, save for the child who woke up twice to eat, the rhythmic chewing noises hardly disturbed Lumin's sleep anymore. Just when he thought the bird would smoothly reach Port Farim, the weather took a sudden turn. The sea, previously veiled in a thin fog, began to seethe. Giant waves, like towering mountains, rose and fell. The Flying Bird bobbed precariously. Now it was a mere leaf tossed between the sea and sky, a toy in the hands of a giant. Oddly, the massive waves were not accompanied by darkness or rain. Instead, the howling wind dispersed the fog, revealing a clear, azure sky. A sailor scrambled from the observation deck holding a telescope to Philip. Boss, this ain't right. Only our area has waves this big. Everything else is calm, and there's no rain. Abnormal waves? Philip thought. Had that major problem occurred? No sooner had the thought crossed his mind that the flying bird would be flung into the air by a monstrous wave, only to be slammed onto another. Terrifying jolts and tremors reverberated through the air. They sensed the Flying Bird teetering on the brink of capsizing. In the first-class cabin, Lugano stared calmly out the window, gripping the frame as the dining table slid across the room. He knew that if the Flying Bird couldn't withstand the tempest, Lumion would teleport them away. Lumion gazed at the strangely calm azure sea beyond the monstrous waves. He wasted no time retrieving the mystery prying glasses, hoping to uncover the cause. As the glasses settled on the nose of his bridge, a familiar dizziness washed over him. Bro, imagine being on a ship that's already like getting fucking tossed around because you're already like, whoa. And then you put on glasses that make you dizzy on solid ground? Bro, you gotta just feel like your whole shit is just whack. On the deck, a tidal wave surged, tossing Philip, clutching a rope in desperation, and descending rapidly with Gazia. Chaos reigned in the dining hall as plates, knives, and forks flew through the air. In one room, a blurry figure of a woman sat by a window, sobbing. It's the bitch who's crying who's doing this. I can tell you, okay? She's fucking doing this. She's like, I'm miserable. I want to die. And I'm going to take all you fuckers with me. And beneath the deceptively calm azure surface, a peculiar fish gazed up. Its size rivaling that of a shark, its grayish-black body devoid of scales, replaced by numerous pulsing meatballs. The fuck? These strange orbs shimmered with interconnected faint starlight, forming cryptic symbols. Surrounding the strange fish and numerous similar fish seemed to form a school. With a sharp gasp, Lumin ripped off the glasses and stuffed them back into his bag. He suspected the fish were behind the violent waves, though it was unclear if the wind was a consequence of the upheaval or separate. Knowing the strange fish were submerged, Lumin discarded the idea of using a massive fireball to guide the flying bird's cannons to them. Instead, he activated the black mark and teleported right to them. Just as he did, he retrieved the blackened bone flute adorned with dark red holes. Lumin materialized mid-air and while descending brought the bone flute to his lips. He had learned the flute from the shepherds during his time in Cordu, and over the past few days he'd been diligently practicing. A favorite melody of his was now going to play. The muffled explosion of fireballs churned the water, slowing Lumin's descent. Amidst the melody, a new tune, one that seemed to emanate from the depths of destiny itself, pierced through the seawater, reaching the ears of the fish, and the fish froze. The smaller fish surrounding the strange fish exploded from their heads. Lumin's descent accelerated as his feet, legs, and body submerged. He continued playing the shepherd's longing melody, feeling the seawater reach his neck. The next moment, the dark red blood oozed from the four-eyed, multiple bumps, shark-sized fish. Only with half his head above water, Lumin lowered the bone flute and smiled, using spirit world traversal again. The terrifying waves had subsided. As he materialized back in room 5, the salty seawater spewed from his mouth. In his eagerness to ensure the effectiveness of the music, he had stopped playing too late and ended up swallowing a mouthful of seawater. Additionally, fearing the commotion that would disrupt the teleportation, he held his breath until returning. Is it resolved? Lugano asked. Seems like it, Lumin responded. Praise the sun! Cheers erupted across the ship. Praise by steam! Thank you, mother of all things! Bro, thank you, Lumin, you dumb bitch. Sorry, bear with me for 1 second. I'm just doing something real quick.
Écoute mon cœur, je t'attendrai même si j'ai mal au cœur pour que tu puisses entendre ma petite voix. Je t'attendrai.
Perfect, thank you.
Je
Alright.
t'attendrai.
You know what? Let's end on 515. This is fine. Let's just end on 515. It's a rounder number. Let's just do that. My tism doesn't like ending on 516. That's an icky number. Philip, unlike the other jubilant crew and passengers, pushed Gozia away while ignoring the pain in his back and palms, scanning the sea. He shifted relentlessly, searching for anything abnormal, and a muffled cry pierced the air. He pinpointed the sound and sprinted to the bird's bow. The cry grew louder, more desperate. Philip saw a crimson stain blossoming in the distant blue, a large shadow shifting. It wasn't a small fish. It writhed and thrashed, frantic flicks of its tail, sending water flying. Waves surged around it, reaching depths of 5 to 6 meters without even the wind's aid. The shrill cries subsided, and the monster plunged back into the depths, swimming away, its brethren following behind. In the first-class cabin, Lumion changed into dry clothes with casual indifference. He knew the symphony of hatred had ignited the fish's terror, which is why he opted for a swift teleportation back, instead of unleashing another attack. Fear would drive the monster away. Philip breathed a sigh of relief, washing over him. "Thank goodness," he muttered. Do you know that fish?" A voice broke beside Philip. He turned in surprise to see Louis Barry. His lover, Gauzia, stood hesitantly at the cabin entrance. It's a mutated bannerfish. That's what the scholars call it anyway. At sea, we call it something else. Death navigators. Death navigators? I've never heard of them. Easy! Yo, buddy, how's it going, man? Good shit, good shit. I'm doing pretty good, you know? Another day, another dollar. Finished work. Chill day. I kind of chill day at work. 50-50. We're on... Okay. Can I give you like a minor spoiler of COI? How opposed to spoilers are you? Like very vague, okay? I'm not going to tell you anything like story specific. Can I give you something very vague in general? I don't want to say it if you're not chill with it, of course. I don't want to pressure you. No pressure, you know? No peer pressure. Oma, I got this. Chill. I'm not gonna tell him that, like... No, I was gonna give a really big spoiler to say I wasn't, and then I was like, no, I can't do that. That's mean as fuck. It would be like me saying, like, what? It's not like I was gonna tell him that, like, Celestial Worthy comes back. Like, I was gonna do something to that effect, and I was like, no, that's too mean. I'm not gonna do it. To be honest, his knowledge of Beyonder creatures was rather limited. Lumion's previous experience mainly involved dealing with Beyonders. These fish-like creatures have only appeared in recent years. Sailors called them the sea's demons. Such descriptions often point to the corruption of evil gods. Lumion thought. Has it only recently appeared in the Fog Sea, or was there no legend of such a fish in the 5 Sea? Lumion asked. I used to serve in the Fog Sea. Apart from the Fog Sea, I've only traveled to the North Sea. I don't know much about the other seas. But until a few years ago, I'd never heard mention of such a ship from anywhere. Could they be fish corrupted by an evil god? Lumion thought. Not only would it have exposed his Beyonder powers to many passengers and members, it could have also led to unforeseen dangers. And for what? A pile of trash? Seeing that Louis Barry was no longer fixated on the detail, Philip continued. Bannerfish appear on fog-free nights, hovering upright as if silently observing the cosmos. Many sailors and pirates have witnessed the sight, believing the fish are summoning an evil entity. Think about it. The night sea is pitch black, the crimson moon barely visible, and the only starlight illuminates the terrifying, distorted fish's head silently, gazing at the cosmos. Why are they called Death Navigators? After surveying the cosmos, the bannerfish remain on the surface, forming two lines like an arrowhead that pinpoints towards a specific spot. Some pirates, adventurers, and treasure hunters believe this points to valuable or hidden treasures, so they try to follow the fish. But none of the ship that ever do this return, so we call them Death Navigators. I once heard from a sailor that the Death Navigators can control the waves. Judging by what we saw, it seems quite likely. Right, the mutated bannerfish have been relatively powerful even amongst Death Navigators. However, no Death Navigator has ever attacked a human ship. Perhaps they attacked, but no one survived. That is true. Once a ship capsizes or shatters, only those with special abilities would stand a chance. Did that troublesome figure provoke the Death Navigator's attack? Possible, Lumion said. But my last chapter will be done in like 5 minutes anyway. But I appreciate you coming. Bye. The danger has passed. The weather has returned to normal. Philip returned to the passengers and crew. The humans who had cheered earlier erupted in cries. Did the Death Navigator ultimately succumb to that unknown threat? I could feel its danger. I could feel its immense fear. It's possible, Lumen responded. With this, the flying bird increased its speed and arrived at Port Farim. The sun set behind the St. Tic Island, casting a crimson glow over the distant land. Farim, in a native language of the Fog Sea Archipelago, just wanted to drop by and say what's up. Yeah, you too, buddy. I appreciate you. I don't know where Dara is, but hopefully we can do that chat soon. That'll be fun. Yeah, Volume 7 is fun as fuck. I love Volume 7, dude. That's my favorite one, so I can't wait to talk about it. I appreciate you popping by, buddy. Farim, in the native language, just did Hall of Truth. Hall of Truth. That's 5, right? Hall of Truth. He's not a demigod. Is he a demigod in Hall of Truth? Yeah, it is 5. Okay, it is 5. Okay, I'm not making... Oh yeah, he becomes a demigod in at the end of volume 4. Yeah, start of 5. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He is. Okay. Yeah, Bizarro Sorcerer. Yeah. Thank you. St. Tic Island, which was rich in cloves, nutmeg, pepper, and sugarcane. Fruits were mainly bananas and grapes. You know, I saw something really cool. I don't know if this is, obviously, because I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know if this is true. But I read somewhere that cuttlefish was like, you know, when I read a web novel, I don't give a flying fuck what a blacksmith in Victorian England made in a month. But he's like, when I'm writing a fucking web novel, he's like, I feel like if I don't know how much he earns and what percentage of his income he spends on fixed expenses, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die. And I feel like I haven't related to anything as much in my fucking life, because it's like when I'm reading something, I'm like, do you think I give a shit that this random fucking island specializes in nutmegs and sugarcane? Like, why do I give a fuck? What are you talking about? And then I'm like, but if I was in his shoes and I was as dedicated to the craft as he is, I'd be like, yeah, I need to know. I need everyone to know that I've deeply researched this. And in coastal areas with this kind of temperament and this kind of weather situation, these are the things that are naturally occurring in this environment. This is what they naturally... Like, what the fuck? Like, why do I give a shit, cuttlefish? But I get it. I get it, though. Looking at the white-walled, red-roofed buildings lining the coastlines, Lumen chuckled and said Roselle, who named the city back then, probably didn't expect Farim to become the last bastion of the indigenous language. Under generations of cultural genocide, the current islanders could only speak in Tijan, their native language lost. There had been elders in the primitive tribes living deep in the forest who still understood the indigenous language, but all in the colonial cities and the surrounding plantations, one language reigned supreme, in Tijan. Of course, the Fog Sea Archipelago had its own unique dialect, a blend of Intesian and indigenous languages. Are you disembarking? Lugano asked. Of course, Lumen replied. Now that we're here, I can't miss the chance to try the famous Golden Psalm. Would you like to lead the way, bringing me and Ludwig around, or would you prefer to stay here and keep an eye on him? Golden Psalm. The sugar alcohol produced from the Fog Sea Archipelago's superior sugarcane was legendary. Lugano's first instinct was to accompany his employer as he felt safer with Lumion around, but after a moment the doctor decided it would be wiser to stay aboard. While Lumion was undeniably formidable, his talent for attracting trouble was equally impressive. Leaving Ludwig with enough food for dinner and 2 rounds of late-night snacks, Ludwig disembarked. In Trier, it was already early autumn, and the air was crisp and chill, but in the Fog Sea, they seemed to be enjoying the tail end of summer. The air was warm. As Lumen strolled out of the port, he spotted a brown-skinned, wrinkled old woman with black features selling golden straw hats. These hats were woven from a local plant called golden leaves, were favored by believers of EBS. Wearing one supposedly gave the illusion of having the sun directly shining overhead. Intrigued, Lumen purchased the hat for 5 licks. Is he wearing a straw hat? York, he's kind of okay, Cuttlefish is kind of goated though, say what you want. Lumen stopped, his hands instinctively pressed into his pocket. Before the sun dipped, he scanned the wanted posters and committed the bounties to memories. Queen Mystic, one of the maritime kings. 100 million Verldor. King of the Five Seas, Nast. 20 million? Queen Mystic is 5x Nast? What? Queen of Stars, Cat Leia, 11 million. Cat Leia is ranked 3rd? Little shit, kind of loser book nerd Cat Leia? What? King of Immortality, Agalito, 4 million. Queen of Ailment, Tracy. Bro, we let you live? You're alive? I thought we totally beat your ass. What? 3 million. King of Dusk, Bultov Ivan. I don't think we know who Bulatov Ivan is, right? That's a new name. 2.6 million. Lumen, observing Lumen's intense scrutiny of the maritime kings, an adventurer standing beside him couldn't help but joke. Looking to hunt the kings, eh? Kami, yo, we just finished the last chapter, buddy. How's it going, man? Alright, boys, we'll end it there. Y'all have a good rest of your day or nights. I'll catch y'all tomorrow for a day stream. No, it's all good, Kami. Don't sweat it, buddy. No sweat. It was a pretty chill stream anyway. Nothing much important happened. Alright, day stream tomorrow. I'll give you guys the timing when I wake up tomorrow. Kind of a iffy thing. I'll probably assume like noon my time, but we'll see if I wake up a little later. If I wake up a little earlier, maybe a little earlier. We'll see. Wait by ear. Alright, boys, y'all have a good rest of your day or nights. I'm gonna go for a quick drive and I'm going to bed. I'm EP.